I mean, it just doesn't feel like he's got the juice. Or is it the OC? Is it the O-line? How do we describe what's going on with Saquon and the Eagles offense?
I mean, I would say the O-line is the biggest culprit, Colin. I would say that Juergens has not played anywhere near as well as he did a year ago. The same can be said for Landon Dickerson at left guard. And Jordan Mailata has not played well this year at all. So what's happening is Barkley does not get past the first level of the defense. Last year, he had the most yards gained before first contact of any back in the league. This year, he's near the very bottom. He only gains about 2 yards before first contact, so he's not getting past the first level of the defense. So it's almost hard to tell, you know, what Barkley is, because you're not seeing him get out into space. I mean, when he ran 65 yards for a touchdown a number of weeks ago on the second play of the game, he ran away from the defense with no problem. But the O-line, to me, has been the biggest culprit. You know, you can always get into other things you can try. You know, that's not the way the Eagles have played. The Eagles are basically sticking with the formula that, hey, we have to execute what we do better. And this year that hasn't worked because the O-line has not been able to play very well.
Wow. So I'm sure everyone's going to think that Greg Cole is just some biased, random dude that doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, he doesn't know what he sees. He doesn't understand film. He's just a biased fanboy, a hater, a clown. Whatever words you want to use, whatever phrases you want to use. I've been telling you that this whole line has not been good. And I keep, and it's funny because it's hilariously enough. It's like random Rams fans and random, you know, Momes fans and Dak fans. Like it's a collection of just weird comments, or Nick Wright saying this old line has been excellent. Okay, right. Now you know how now we're breaking down film better than Gay Coast. Got it. Makes total sense. That makes total sense. When I show you the pass block, win rate and stuff like that, we want to just reject that, even remotely being a thing. Makes sense. Got it. That makes no. It makes total and complete sense. Some of the comments about people trying to reject and deny the O-line issues are just hilarious. And then they'll say really stupid things like this. Oh, so Jalen Hurts needs a perfect O-line and a perfect run game. Blah, blah. No, he's literally top in the NFL and in all major quarterback stats right now. And his team is in first place, you know, first place in the division. They were leading the entire NFC until a game ago. And so they're still a top team. So no, Jalen Hurts doesn't need everything to be perfect. And yet he's putting up better numbers than Patrick Mahomes, than Dak Prescott, who, whatever quarterbacks we want to use as a reference point. Like, that's the hilariousness. That's the delusion in the conversations that we have right now. Especially because it'll be like, unless Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl, it proves blah, blah. And it's like, how many teams with imperfect rosters just go out and win Super Bowls? Please tell me. Please tell me what's the excuse why Dak hasn't won? What's the excuse why Josh hasn't won? What's the excuse that Lamar hasn't won? What's the excuse that Joe Burrow hasn't won? Justin Herbert hasn't won. Like, tell me. I want to know. It's ridiculous. It's just the dumbest argument you can have. I mean, for all the Los Angeles Rams trolls out there right now, 2021, they had a 68% pass block win rate and had Cooper Kupp and OBJ, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Sean McVay. He was doing nothing in Detroit. Got to LA, won a Super Bowl as soon as they actually put a great team around him. What did he do when his O-line was imperfect? When Cooper Kupp started to lose a step, when Puka Nacua was injured? No Devontae, etc., etc. What did he do? Oh, he didn't win a lot of games. Oh, he struggled mightily. Oh, okay. So I guess he needs to have a perfect O-line. He needs to have great wide receivers, needs a great coach, needs a great defense. That's the only time we've ever seen him win. Right now, he's looking awesome. And what does he have? Oh, an elite O-line. Oh, 2 elite wide receivers. Oh, best defense in the NFL. Oh, and awesome coach. Oh, weird. I just really do love that Jalen Hurts last season gotten pretty much minimal credit for the success of winning, even though he did a tremendous amount despite what people want to invent. And this year, he's been a huge reason why this team is even remotely where they're at, in clearly an absolutely imperfect roster where the O-line is objectively bad. The run game is non-existent, and the receivers, like the passing game, not in terms of Jalen Hurts' ability to pass the ball, but literally just the issue of getting receivers open and being able to have a balanced offensive attack. It's like they just want to blame Jalen Hurts, even though he's been doing everything he can. His play has directly led to huge and key wins. His stats are up there, like I said, in all relevant quarterback metrics. It's just insane. You realize that, right? It's insane. It makes no sense. And then again, they want to invent things like Jalen, has to run like a simple offense or something, and that's why the route trees aren't good. And it's like, why wasn't anyone saying that in like 22? Like no one said that. No one was saying that with A.J. Brown and Devontae in 2022. Did Jalen Hurts just lose the ability? How is it that A.J. Brown keeps getting 1,400 receiving yards a year? I don't know. That's weird, right? Take a listen to Nick Foss. I'm sure he doesn't know anything about football either. Open because of play design, which is alarming that you should. You're athletes, right? You have some great playmakers on your offense. They don't do enough to get guys open because of play design, which is alarming. These guys are having to make great catches, great plays. And that's my point, is when the route tree is simplistic, the defense knows that. They know, like, hey, like his stop points are, 6, 10, 14, and then occasionally he's going to run a slant and look for a slant and go. Very easy for a DB to, cover that. Well, when you motion him down and now he's running like a deep cross, or he's running a Seattle route, which is off of a deep cross and comes out of it. All those things. I mean, the great teams, those guys are wide open. Even like when I'm watching him with Tori, she's like, why are these guys so wide open? I'm like, well, it's a complementary route to a deep route. I mean, those are what you want to do. Like the deep play action. When you have a running back like Saquon, you want the Seattle route, which it looks like a big S. Travis Kelce is one of the best in the game at running it, but getting A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, guys with speed, you want them running deep crosses, Seattle double cross. A post corner, you need those downfield shot because it puts more pressure on the DVDB. It opens up more one-on-one matchups, but you got to have complementary. You need to have both because then the DB can't key and can't guess. So the creativity is key as a play caller and calling the plays at the right time. Then you got the big thing with great play caller is when do I call screens? Because you got to call. I know when I played and when I felt most comfortable, we do all this and all of a sudden, man, we've been, screen. Oh man, this is a great time to call screen because we've set this up. I'm gonna do a little hitch in the pocket. I'm going fade away. Boom. Wide open. It opens it up. It helps the offensive line. It crushes the defensive line because they're running after it. There's just an art, and I don't see that this year. I don't think anyone sees it. Even fans that are passionate Eagles fans, because I spent a lot of, I've been to Philly several times, and you hear every time I run across Philly, man, what do you think is going to happen with the offense? What's going on? Like, is this Jalen? I'm like, listen, it's a team thing when you get, like, listen, Kevin Paddle is probably a great dude, great coach, but, like, there's an art to play calling that not everyone has, and it's not showing up this year. So I agree with you enough to get, pretty much what I've been saying and see him bringing up the screen game. Bro, I don't know if anyone else out there on TV, YouTube, or whatever talks about the screen game as much as I do. I'm the one that's always talking about those passes behind the line of scrimmage, the screen pass. I show you all that. I'm always showing you the data on that, showing you how Patrick Mahomes is consistently at the top. Liam Combs doing it with Baker, now he's doing it with Trevor Lawrence. Like, all these great coaches constantly get the screen game going. Sean Payne with Bo Nix, etc., 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 etc. Something that Jalen Hurts just isn't able to quite benefit from. Jalen Hurts in 2022 was Shane Steichen top 8 in screen yards. Screen pass yards top 8 had 69 attempts. Patrick Mahomes, none other than D. Patrick Mahomes had 83. Aaron Rodgers 98. Tom Brady 99. Again, obviously these guys all had more yards. That's how you run. That's how you do the offense. What happened last year? Jalen Hurts had 108 yards in the screen passing game. He was dead last. Russell beat him. Russ didn't play the full season, obviously. So for all intents purposes, Jalen was at the very bottom. And remember, Daniel Jones didn't play the full season. Russ didn't play the full season. Bryce Young didn't play the full season. That's how low Jalen was. He's surrounded by players who didn't even play the full season. Baker Mayfield at the top, Caleb at the top, 2 at the top, Bix at the top. Each weird. Patrick Mahomes, Baker, Bo, Jaden Tua, all the guys that have a pretty good grasp of offensive play calling. Kevin Unal, top 10 with Sam Darnold. Ben Johnson, 1 attempt under top 10. And now this year, in terms of attempts, Bo at the top, Patrick Mahomes right there. Tua, Trevor, Liam Cohen, Aaron Rodgers, Baker Mayfield, Caleb with Ben Johnson. It's weird how that works. And where's Jalen Hurts? Right below Justin Herbert, who has an even worse O-line than Jalen has to deal with. Lamar Jackson hasn't played the full season. Sam Darnold, clearly not the game that Clint Kubiak wants to run. Daniel Jones, which is interesting. Jackson Dart, Spencer Rattler, Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts 19th. Just interesting to me how desperately people want to reject these things. Reject not only what the film says, what other experts say, what other coaches say, other players say, what the data shows, what the stats show. It's bizarre that people ignore reality so much. It really is bizarre to me when I was just listening in a podcast and they said, don't get in fights and debates in the comments section. No one ever changes their mind, blah, 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 blah. And I just found that so interesting where if I thought that this O-line wasn't good or something, and I thought that Jalen Hurts, was a victim of how this team has been unfold, all my take essentially right now. And I got on here now and the data doesn't show that. And Greg Cole is just like, no, this O-line's been great. This has been a top 5 O-line. Yeah, some of the stats show it's not, but let me explain to you why that's incorrect. The way how this Eagles offense has to run is because of X, Y, and Z. So that makes the O-line look a little bit worse statistically than it actually really is. Jalen Hurts holds onto the ball for too long and that's why this pressure is getting generated. So it makes it look like that the O-line's not as good, but they're so worn down, all this other stuff, right? Then I would be like, okay, that's interesting. That's not how I saw it. And I was like, well, let me think about this more. Let me double check. Let me look at this more closely. Let me go back and watch some games, watch some key drives where I think things either went right or wrong. Let me look around to see what other people are saying. Let me find other people's, views and opinions that I trust, Quarterback School or Lavsky, wherever it is. Listening to Colin, listening to even Nick Ray, whoever it is, you just go out there and just see what other people do because that's how you do it. That's how you research. That's how this works. That's how this unfolds. You understand? When you actually do real research, you're doing a lot of your first off, you're using the pre-existing experts to kind of build this foundation. You then go off and do your own research, and then you now compare it to other existing research out there. So when you even write your research paper, a peer-reviewed published journal article, it's cited with other sources of other research, both that support your conclusions and that music. That's how you science. Not just this is my view, because this is my view. No matter what anyone else says, I don't care. Someone in the comment section is still trying to argue with me that this is a top 50 line, even though literally other experts are saying no, it's not. The data says no, it's not, and yet they want to just keep repeating this nonsense. They want to keep repeating this. The root tree is not good because Jalen Hurts can't handle it. And it's then why was he able to handle it in years past? Why don't blame the play caller? It's why are Ryan Clark or Lavsky, Nick Foss coming out here saying, hey, you kind of have to mix up the play calling here. You don't really have an art right now. Why did Troy Aman say it in 2023 in the playoff game against the Bucks, where he literally was just he pretty much was I hate to say it, but this play caller is not a good play call. He literally said the same thing. It's an art form and not everyone has it. That's what he said. So again, Troy Aman doesn't know anything about football either. When Tom Brady comes out there and says, they are not running an elementary offense, Tom Brady now doesn't know. Tom Brady, the one that's that was a D throw. Tom Brady does not hold back when he wants to rip a quarterback. He praises Jalen Hurts a lot. I mean, he not a Jalen Hurts fanboy or anything like that. He's not just randomly supporting him just for fun. He's called out and praised many quarterbacks no matter what they do. He is very much kind of like Kurt Warner. Good throw, bad throw, good throw, bad throw, good throw, bad throw, bad throw. It's just, is it a plus? Is it a minus? Is it a plus? Is it a minus? It's very much the way he views it. He's not out there taking a shot at Jalen. So again, quarterback play better than Tom Brady. Now that's awesome. That is amazing. Please comment and let me know. I'd love to talk to you, quarterback more than Tom Brady. I want you to sit right here. I'll get off this seat and I will just be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Guys, let me introduce you to what's your name again? Oh, you don't exist. Okay, here he is. I'll let him just talk. Hit me up. I want to hear in the comment section. Go. I want to know. I want to know that you know how to break down film better than Gay Cole. I want to know how you do it. Tell me. And if you disagree with him, you got to explain. You got to show your work. You got to show your work. It can't just be a bunch of nonsense. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just being real here. I'm just being honest. That's what's really funny about a lot of these things, especially because the style of my takes are very often, it's very much this is research, this is a classroom, and this is I'm delivering this to a professor, a courtroom, whatever it is, where it's just this is the way how I see it. And now let me show you, let me cite the sources. Let me show you what other experts in the field are saying and discussing. And especially people that are not there, who are clearly just like, hey, I want to be a media personality, like the Cam Newtons of the world, the Sims of the world, the Emmanuel Aos of the world. We're talking about people that are just like, no, I'm here to just have like real conversations. I'm not trying to build my brand. I'm not trying to, drive views or clicks or, traffic to my website or whatever. It's just like, I'm just here to talk shop. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, but like, I'm not trying to do anything, extracurricular. And he even said it right here. Great Co. said this before, and I've talked about this. I talked about this last year, that the way how the Eagles run this offense is very much like, we got the guys and we're just going to execute what we want to do. We don't care if you know. That is what they did. That is how they did it last season. And that's what Gray Cole is saying, that like, they don't really try to do things too much from a scheme perspective. And it's like, oh, really? Well, that makes things really hard for your quarterback. Really hard. Really hard. It's not what Andy does. It's not what Shanahan does. It's not what Sean McVay does. It's not what Kevin Unnell does. It's not what any great coach really does. But it's what the Eagles want to do. And they were able to get away with it when their O-line could just bully people. But you know who also had an O-line that could bully people in years past was the Detroit Lions. Yet Ben Johnson was still keeping guys wide open. Left and right, left and right, left and right. Got really innovative with the passing game, the run game, the ebbing and flowing of that. And again, I think we get lost too much on like trick plays. I think we need to have like separate categories for trick plays, right? A flea flicker, that's a trick play. Any of the other song. And listen, the Eagles have one of the best trick plays in the history of the NFL, right? Super Bowl. None other than Nick Foss catching a touchdown in the Super Bowl. But like just even some misdirection, just anything that's just a little bit more creative, interesting, innovative, just little things like that. Eagles don't do. The most I've seen the last couple of years was ironically from Kevin Patullo. And that's what I said before with like some of these like tight end plays. I'm like, okay, wow, this is kind of cool. I haven't seen this in the Philadelphia Eagles since 1997. Like, wow, this is pretty interesting. What is this? I watch a lot of football and I'm like, I see it with Ben Johnson. I mean, I see it with the Bears or the Lions, depending on what season it is, obviously. I see it with the Rams, see it with the Packers. I could see it with, the Mahomes and Chiefs. I see it all around. You know where I don't see a lot of innovation? With like the Buffalo Bills, and their offense is too reliant on Josh Allen. I don't see it with the Philadelphia Eagles, and their offense is just relying on the bodies. I don't see it with the Baltimore Ravens, and it's just relying on Derrick Henry beat Der Henry. Lamar Jackson be Lamar Jackson. That's interesting. It's really interesting. Could you imagine if you can combine the bodies and the brains and the innovation, the art and the science? What could a team like this look like? What could a team like this look like? I'll tell you what it could look like. It could look like an offense that could hang 30+ points per game. Game after game, after game after game. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? The issues with their offensive struggles, their inability to run the ball, why people keep trying to invent that this O-line has been great in a top O-line in the NFL. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.